Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an updated what's on my iPad. Now this video is a school organization and lifestyle video, and I know I haven't done one of these in a while, but I wanted to make a new updated what's on my iPad because Apple has just released, like a little bit ago, they have just released iPadOS 15, which unlocks new features and such as widgets on the home screen. So I wanted to share with you all what my iPad looks like now that I've updated it with iOS 15. So without further ado, let's head on straight into the video. So as you can see, these are my two screens. And as if you cannot tell, some of these apps, I already have them on my actual home screen. But the reason why I made a separate screen for them is because, and I made shortcuts, is because as you can see when I turn on study mode, then I only see that screen. Therefore, I cannot get distracted with Instagram or messages or stuff like that. I find this a really useful feature, and I'll link a video down below where you can figure out how to do this. But anyways, here are my widgets, and here's just what my home screen looks like. So I have this widget stack on the right, and it has 3 different pictures. I made them with Widget Smith, and they're just cute little pictures I wanted to add. So now let's head on into the dock. So the first thing on my dock is an app called Sora. I've talked about Sora before, and I've used it for so long. It's an online reading platform that my school uses that I could also use, connect my home library to. So I have a wide access to so many books, and I really like reading. So this is wonderful for me because I have so many books to choose from, all on my iPad. And I usually just read on my iPad before I go to bed. And having a wide variety here is so awesome. As you can see, there are so many different categories. And if you can, I would definitely recommend figuring out if you can use Sora because it's definitely a wonderful app. I also have music and YouTube. Music is self-explanatory, so is YouTube. I mean, I'm posting a YouTube video right now, and I just use this to watch videos, and I really like my iPad screen because my computer is bulky and then a phone is really small. So my iPad is nice and big for watching videos, but not too big and bulky. So then on the right side of the dock, there are just apps, the apps I just opened. And I have the app library, which is a new feature they added to iPadOS 15. It was on iOS 14, however now they added it to the iPad, so you have just all the apps in one library. Next, we're going up to the top where there's Pinterest, which is the first app. And I really like Pinterest. I love finding inspiration. I actually found all these widgets, like the pictures, and my background, although I did add a filter to make the background a different color. I found them all on Pinterest. Pinterest is a wonderful site. You can find it on your computer, or you can download the app, and I definitely love using it. Next, we have Instagram, which is just social media. I try not to use too much of it on these weekdays. Then we have Hangouts. I use this to text some of my friends, although I do also use messages way more. And FaceTime I also use to call with my friends. Then Mail is also pretty self-explanatory. I just get to see my mail. And then there's the App Store. I mean, I guess all of these apps are pretty self-explanatory, but the App Store I could just use to download apps, and I can just use to figure out, I can look, so there's sections where you can look at some wonderful apps for note-taking or school or stuff like that. So I definitely like looking through it just to see if there are any new apps that could be useful. Next we have Safari. I just use this to search up stuff, although I mainly use my computer. I do have it here. I mean, it's an app, Apple installed app, so I just leave it here. And if you cannot notice, my apps are all arranged in color order because I find that it's nicer that way, it's not too cluttered. And I also have folders, but not all my apps are in folders, and you'll notice that because I use folders to organize a lot of apps in one subject. Next we have Calendar. Now, again, I don't use calendar. I mainly use my planner because I find it useful to have a planner, like a physical one, especially because I cannot access this specific app on my school computer, so I can't use it at school. But my planner, I can use it anywhere I go. Next we have settings. Again, I just used settings to help arrange my iPad, choose the background, change a few settings, like the focus mode, etc. But it's just there. Next we have photo. This is everything related to photos, such as the Photos app, Google Photos, which I use to save all of my photos so I don't use up all my iCloud storage, and camera. Next there's Google. So there's Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Google Drive. I like having all of these on my iPad because let's say I'm working on a project on my computer, but I also need to open up a document for reference on like a separate device, and I don't want two different tabs because sometimes that's not ideal. I could just open it on my iPad. Next we have games, and to be honest, I don't usually open up this folder. It's mainly just here if I ever want to play, but it's not really a folder I go for a lot. However, the next one I do go for a bit more because it's school. I have PDF Expert, which I use to annotate documents. It's a very nice app. I definitely recommend. Then Gmail, just standard mail. It's different from the mail like app that I showed you before because it's like Google, and I don't usually use it. I prefer using the mail app, but I still have it. Next we have Office Lens, and Office Lens is a wonderful app for scanning photos with like you could scan photos with it, or scan a piece of paper and it looks like you scanned it, but it's on your phone or on your iPad, and it's a very useful app. Next we have Notes. I use this usually to film my YouTube videos, like my math ones, as you can see here. But I have been checking out a new app recently called CollaNote, and I really actually enjoy it. It's free, it's very nice, and I love all the features, so I might start filming there, but for now I use Apple Notes. Next there's Duolingo. I'm sure you've heard of it, but if you haven't, it's a language learning app. Then there's Flipgrid. Sometimes my school uses it, like my teachers, for projects. Let's say they want us to film a video where we recite something, or like film a video. Then there's Grammarly. I don't use Grammarly on my iPad too much, but it's there. Then Khan Academy, I definitely like it because you can get help with any topics you might need, and it's interactive in like school, like that, and it also has like science and other stuff besides math, which I think could be really useful. Next we have Schoology, which my school uses for assignments and all of that jazz. It's all in Schoology, so I just have one app for that. Next we have Tasks. Now so Tasks is like pretty self-explanatory. You write tasks and you use it. Personally, I don't use this as much as I used to because I use my planner. However, it is super useful because not only do you have access to it on your phone, but also if you open up Gmail and you sign in using the same Gmail, you will see it on the side of your inbox, which I find very useful if you want access to your tasks everywhere. Next, there's Newsella, which is, again, something my school uses for articles. Then there's Quizlet. I love Quizlet so much. Flashcards are one of the main ways I use to learn because it's so useful. I find it's an excellent way to memorize and learn things, so I can use physical flashcards or I use Quizlet. Next, there's Zoom. We all used Zoom for a period of time. Next, there's OneNote. It's another note-taking app. It's a Microsoft one. It's pretty good. There's Kahoot and Calculator. Now there's YouTube folder. And in my YouTube folder, I have iMovie, which I don't use to edit, but I just keep it there. YouTube Studio, I could check statistics and all of that. Canva, I occasionally use for thumbnails, but I mainly do everything in an app called VLLO. This is the app I'm using right now to edit this video, and it's a wonderful app, and I definitely recommend it if you want to start editing videos or anything like that. Next to the YouTube folder, I have the extra folder, and this just has a bunch of apps that I don't usually reach for, but it's nice to have them there. And then, as I showed you guys before, here's the second page. I showed you guys Schoology, Quizlet, Notes, Khan Academy, and Music, all on my home, but it's also here for my study mode. That's all for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. It'd mean the world to me if you subscribed and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a brand new video. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. It just tells me if I need to change anything. And if you want to see more of these student lifestyle and organization videos and what video you want to see, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. That's it for today's video. I'll see you all next week. Goodbye!